Hello, hello.
Let's go.
We're back.
Somewhere cool.
Okay, so today, as always, we'll be doing commissions first, of course. And the next thing, we'll get to the Archon quest, because we really need to finish that, like, ASAP. So, let's get started. Hopefully we don't get into the new areas with the commissions. No, we won't. That's good. That's great. Because I don't have those unlocked yet. Oh yeah, and I think the Knave might actually be playable, because you can actually see her pyrovision in the Archon quest, which I didn't really... Oh? Oh? Hello? What way? Technical difficulties? Give me a second. Give me a break. And we're back, or hopefully should be back. Yes, we are back, finally. Now we can start. Of course, my laptop is like such a crybaby when it comes to recording and doing everything all at once. But we fixed it. We got it done. So, yay! So yeah, like I was saying, the Neva is probably going to be a playable character. Because she does have that pyrovision. And yeah, we will be pulling for her too. So that's Navia and Vinave that we'll be pulling for. Like, those are definitely, like, definite pulls. Okay, we just want to do the commission. We're just here for the commission. Yes, yes. Sigh. We have other things to do. Oh yeah, we'll probably also have to farm for some stuff. Hopefully it won't take too long. I actually need one more artifact, so... Where am I supposed to go? Oh, goodness. It's not really showing. Why is it not, like, lighting up? Is this, like, a bug or something? Because, like... Now it's navigating, okay. Something was wrong for a second. I think that is a bug in the game. I mean, they just kind of... I don't know, they did a... update and stuff, so maybe. Maybe something with the update. What do you have to do? Retrieve the materials. Okay, I'll definitely do that. But I'll have to probably fight these. Nah, good. Whee!
Stabilize.
Yeah, I know this is here. Oh, I can pick it up without fighting. Okay, okay. So we still have to do one artifact for Collei, 2 artifacts for Chi-Chi, well technically 3. Or 4, because I have to level them up a little bit. And the weapon for Chi-Chi too. Ah, I gotta do so much for Chi-Chi. Yay, first commission of the day done. On to the second one. Oh, okay, that's what we have to defeat. I mean, he's not really that hard to defeat, so yeah. Should be pretty
Sacred
quick.
name, Fortune Preserver, Wheel of Life.
Now you shall perish.
I mean, we have a Shogunate in the party, so not really that hard. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I think we've been here. No point. I wonder, like, how they will make Farina go to the trial. Because remember the last time? Like, New Villette was thinking of, like, putting her on, like, trial and stuff. So she kind of confesses to the prophecy. Like, that she knows something about it and stuff. Wait, there's an event? I didn't even check anything. I'm just, like, straight to the thing. Oh, yeah, there is an event. Someday I'll do the event.
Life goes on. Play.
Yeah, she's apparently a DPS, but she's not a good DPS. Just unalive yourself. Thank you so much. And we will go here. But I mean, I will be doing Chi-Chi as a kind of healer more than a DPS, or maybe a DPS. I don't know. Probably a healer. Oh, I was so close. Could have had a third level. Maybe after this. Hopefully. Oh, damn. Down to hell. And all that I can see is just another lemon tree. Whee! Okay, let's stop. Wait, today is Thursday, so I think we should be able to get the weapon
Thank you for
or the talents for Kale. Oh yeah, because we still have to do the talents. Well, I mean, if I want a good character, like done good and stuff, then yeah. And Farina, she will be the next character I do. She's an Archon, like she's priority. Unless I do Farina now, but like, there's no point since I don't have the boss unlocked.
Wine tastes the same as
yes, I know, as Memphis wine, I know. Wait. Ooh, that's actually pretty nice. Hydrotulupus. Tulpus. Or whatever his name is. And these kind of things. Found in wild, found in... oh boy, oh goodness. So many things to do with her. Well, we'll probably do her in like a month, hopefully. If we don't, then oh well. We still have Chi-Chi and Kale to finish. Oh yeah, of course, you need this. Oh boy, I have so many characters and I don't know what to do. Today's Thursday. Wait. What about talents? What talents do you need? And when? I didn't really check actually. Wednesday. Okay, so... Guide to Prosperity, yes. Just, I don't know, just use a resin for something, anything. There's a lot of flies. Go away. It's not the season of flies. Quests. Yes, quests. I need to do quests. Why am I having so many difficulties, like technical difficulties today? I know this is my second stream in a row, but still, come on. You can manage. I believe in you. Okay, a Hydro character. We can use a healer.
We'll need a strategy.
Yeah, speaking of healers, maybe we'll level up Barbara. She's not a good healer, but we have to have like everyone on like 90, level 90 and have everything. Like even the artifacts done and the weapons. We don't have to be perfect, we just have to be done. Oh, it's this one, okay. I actually like this one.
There is no escape.
Go. Life goes on. Opening box of Adepti Tricks.
Now you shall perish.
Where's the other one? Oh, you healed
Illusion shattered.
somewhere.
Allow me.
Why are you running away from me? Come on. Now I see you.
There is no escape.
Yes, I can run from death. And I'm running away from death, so... I'm joking, I'm not. I don't have any death. Unless we say death, then I guess that's something I'm running away from too.
Let's move out. Let's move out. Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
It's usually the Surge.
Sacred name. Fortune preserver. Rise.
Well, I mean, she freezes everybody, so I guess. She's useful. I still don't understand why people hate on her so much.
Born to oblivion.
Like, I mean, you technically lose 50-50 to her, but still, like, look at her! She's cute, and she can just swing her sword, like, really fast, so...
Rest and rebuild.
Hey, there we go. I mean, if I had a different team, I'd probably just, like, finish them in, like, seconds. But nope. I have to do friendships. The old-fashioned way. I don't want to use the seniority pot, because,
Let's move out.
technically, like, you don't get to play the characters that much
Let's move out.
if you level the friendship there, so that's why I'm kind of doing it the old-fashioned way.
Hold the line.
Life goes on. Orders given. Orders received.
Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape.
Go.
Oh, okay.
Illusion shattered.
As a little
Born
useless.
to oblivion.
Yes, I can. I told you so many times. Okay, one more. And then use up the condensed resin and then our conquest. Unless we do the event, but like I don't think I want to. We'll do that some other day. I'm more hyped up for the our conquest.
Sacred name. Fortune preserver. Rise.
There is no escape. Billowing surge. Now you shall perish. Shine down.
Oh shit! Wait, does she have bandages? Oh yeah, she does. I mean, she's technically a zombie, so. Yes, we can finally do VR Conquest. I'm so happy. I want to see like if Farina actually changes like into the like previous Archon, or like the previous Archon comes to like Fontaine or something. It's probably gonna be something like that. Because I mean, technically, Nahida had her previous Archon talk to her. Like, technically, the consciousness and stuff. A didn't, because, like, that was a sister, that was a previous Archon. Zhongli is Zhongli. I don't remember what his quest was. And Venti had that friend, so. Yeah. I feel like they expanded this. Because there was like three rows, I guess. Or four. 3 or 4 rows, but now they expanded it to 5. So it makes it, I guess, quicker and easier? Or is it just me? Because I just kind of realized that now, so. Okay, Archon. Let's just get on with the quest. It'll be easier for the both of us. For me, I'm a curiosity. Wait, so now we will be having Farina on trial. This will be interesting. Like, very interesting. So, why are we here? Ah, okay. Because we had that talk.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening. Hyman didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Hyman thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Hyman thinks about it, but everyone else just
Yes.
looked a little surprised.
Because Femine is like a scaredy cat.
It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you?
Of course.
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
What? Are we like in a different universe?
Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened.
Huh?
I'm just joining you two for tea.
Oh, it's a ghost.
I nearly
Run.
refrained from saying anything till now.
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Aw, have you forgotten me already?
Wait,
Is this like different?
you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
Wait, really?
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong.
Is this the
You're
Aimiko playing
feeling
tricks?
lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all. Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Oh? Wait, is she like the old hag again that Mona mentioned?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the
That's what they
history of the
said in the
future.
trailer.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed? Ah, so you've caught on.
Of course I have.
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
Hey man, just say you don't understand.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
You are a princess.
This was good
You'll
tea, by the
play
way.
your part.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Oh.
Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
And the tea is gone. What happened to the tea? It just evaporated. Why?
Alright, coming. Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Me?
Well,
Oh, it's
see
Mona.
I've walked in on some lively banter.
Mona!
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It
Oh?
turned out to be more interesting than I expected.
Probably Charlotte.
Not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Ooh.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Yeah, probably.
Yes, it was Charlotte.
See, I told you it was
You remember
Charlotte.
her, right? That daredevil journalist.
She's the only
I am
journalist we
in
know.
full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Wow.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
I mean, she technically just talked to us while drinking tea, so you don't need to, Mona. It's fine. Guess. I think that's a ghost.
Gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times.
Oh, so
She
she's
said
different.
that
She's
N's
not the
sense
old
of
hag.
direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Oh?
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Exactly.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around.
And the saxophone
She
music.
didn't say when or what that would be, though, so... perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
Maybe.
Traveler, Paimon, are you two alright?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
I
Don't
see.
worry, it's not like the meteor
I
is
feel
gonna
that
just
same
plop
sense of desperation too.
onto it anytime soon.
I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There
I mean, she's
go,
not really
talking about
so
astrological
dumb, so...
principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff. Oh, I need to get going. It was worth trying to
Yeah,
comfort you,
see you,
even if
Mona.
only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
It is fate that brought us together.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. But also kind of sad, too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk.
Sure.
Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Go to the newsstand. Oh, I'll take a dive, I guess. Is this like upstairs? Because I don't really want to drown. Will we see Charlotte here? Probably will. I mean, it's a newsstand, so yeah. She'll probably be there.
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper.
Ooh,
What's going on?
we're famous.
Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy. But that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that.
Doesn't seem like it.
Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blonde adventurer with their white fairy legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker.
Aww.
Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead? Ugh.
Well, at least she has a scoop.
Well,
That's all that matters.
those headlines
And she's actually
photos
good at
were
journalism,
so
so...
Paimon will forgive her this time.
Oops. Linne? Linne and Linne?
Here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Paimon is always hungry, though. Like 24/7. Look for who, for who. Well, I don't see anyone out of the ordinary, so...
Quick! Look! That's the limited edition, only 16 slices
Oh
a day.
boy!
It was so delicious the last time we tried it. Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go. Paimon's sure it'll be great.
Yeah, but there's a crisis in Fontaine. Like, there's a prophecy going on, and like people can be unalived. And Paimon's like, let's get the dessert.
One
Wow.
slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for
Oh?
me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Wow.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Wow. Just like
Then what
in
if
the
someone told
Americans.
you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow. You know, like in the prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No.
Will she even
Still,
disappear?
Even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep
This
me
is a
from having some
magazine,
today.
so.
No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. See,
Aw.
said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Oh, you know Seachwing?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans.
Ooh.
She said that humans are creatures
She's
that
a
are
really busy
saddened
person, then.
easily. Yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So
Wow.
please try the cakes here. I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
How to make someone happy. Just buy them at McDonald's.
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. I'm sure this cake will be delicious. It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would
Ooh.
be nice if we could come again tomorrow.
No, I want this
Sure would
cake.
be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Aw, come on, Paimon, don't be down. It's not like Fontaine's gonna collapse anytime soon. Yeah. Hopefully. I wonder where we'll go now. Probably we'll see Nicolette. Please say we will.
We're near the Steambird office.
Oh yeah,
Go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
I was about to say. Let's see how Charlotte's doing with her scoops.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Of course we have.
You got some nerve. You just used us to make some quick mora.
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though.
Yeah, letters
So
come
I
like
set aside
really
the amount intended
late.
for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really? Oh, you're the best.
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
Of course.
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which
Wow.
case, Can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary traveler and Paimon?
Not today.
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography.
Aha,
I'd like to do
okay.
is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
Where do you want me to start? Like, when we fished out Paimon off from the pond or something?
Yeah, are we even qualified enough?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid!
Oh, bye.
I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and...
The whole setup.
Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow?
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end.
That's
so in
true.
all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours.
In the end,
Best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic. But I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist. But anyway,
aww.
that's my answer. And on that note,
She's really
I'll get back to my
ambitious.
preparations.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take
I
a
mean,
look
she's
at
like
the sea, shall
really
we?
good spirited and yeah, she's very positive too. Despite of everything that's going on.
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking. If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do? No,
Good question.
Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
Come back to my world.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot. You mean, still traveling?
Yeah, just cherish every single moment. Like, Paimon, come on. Like, life is short.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
Paimon's thinking too much about the whole prophecy. She's really starting to worry. I mean, she can fly.
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure. It's not only damp there, but salty too.
So the two of
Salty.
you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Meropide. Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
Oh?
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
A riot?
Farina is going on trial.
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her, loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, others started to join in. The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
That's not so good.
People have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on
Farina.
gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry.
Wow.
The Marechaussee Phantom had
True
their hands
Farina.
full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
So,
Like fully
you mean
missing?
she's still missing?
That's right.
Oh?
The Marechaussee has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet.
So she ran
I
away.
don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her? Good. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the palais now.
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then. If we know
Wow.
Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation.
Nah.
Instead,
She's
she'll
probably
look for a
crying.
place to wait out the heat. And as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone.
That's true.
When Nervalet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse. It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling.
Croissant. Whenever there's a croissant, I feel like saying
Paimon knows the
croissant.
answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis to back it up too. In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come.
Croissant, here we come. Let's go to the croissant. Going to eat some croissants in the croissant. It sounds so wrong.
This place looks deserted.
No, it doesn't. There's a person here.
Evacuated already.
Paimon.
All that's left here are signs of devastation.
Where
Will
do
Farina really be here? Let's try.
there's a person? I thought it was another person, but now it's just a cooking pot. And there she is. Oops, I think we unalived ourselves for a second.
That's Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Yeah, Paimon, shh. Give her some time.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead.
Don't commit squid-side. You're not allowed.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're a new character.
Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry, but what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
It's me.
Don't worry, Farina, it's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land.
Whoa, she
almost
just
thought you
changed
were
like
summoned from that
180
lawn of my
degrees.
ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it.
Whoa,
Who
she's
did that
pretending.
uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the arts.
And use of him was
They
wrong.
even dare to tout their archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marsh Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
This is definitely an act. Like, usually, this is actually from psychology too. Like, usually the most people who are like acting out like really happy or like so like sassy, they're the people that actually need help. Like the most, because they just like go home and cry by themselves. And then they like when they see another person, they're like all happy and all that kind of stuff. It's from psychology, so
Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there!
just leave her alone. She needs
Quick, after
space.
her.
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are. They're just some rabid fans who want to
Of
cut the line
course.
because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they?
We just
That's
want to
against
sign
the
an
rules.
autograph, of course,
I
from the
can't let them
Archon.
get their way.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her.
They're just chasing after us. They're just normal people. Like, what if she uses her powers or something? Like, they'd surely know, like, she has a vision. Like, every Archon, I guess. Well, they don't really need visions, but yeah.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina!
Yeah, where are you
There's a good
going?
hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
Wait, what's wrong with us? Oh no, Raiden! Why? Now I have to heal you. I'll heal you later. Now is not the time. We have an Archon quest to do. This is a small space. But it's cozy, I guess. We have food.
Exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed. You were right.
Yep, that's a good girl.
Great, now the
What's
place is falling
happening?
down.
The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
Probably a primordial sea.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Nouvellette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
Not all of them. I think it was only like 12 that were unalive last time. From what we heard, like we got the list and stuff, so Everyone should be fine, like everyone else. There was a lot of injured people, from what I remember from
It's
yesterday.
true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
You can't give up, Farina.
Give up.
There's no point.
I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free. Indeed, I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough.
And there she goes again, pretending. Come on, really?
But honestly,
Farina, we
considering
know
my
you know.
rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
Exactly. Like, even I felt like she was honest, but no, turns out not really.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But you can't really handle everything by yourself. Like, everybody knows that. Exactly. You can just confide in someone.
A witness. Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes?
Of course.
In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you?
From another land.
If that's the case...
Wait, like what's happened? Whoa, they're on a stage. Wait, this is all staged? No way. So they weren't really in person? Or maybe they were, but they were transferred.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, You will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
Whoa, she and
would
whatever her name is,
things to
they will do? What? No way.
I see.
This is gonna be an
Seems
epic
like you
duel.
have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a
Maybe
human?
she's not really the Archon.
How utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
It would seem that there
Of
has been a
course.
misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary.
Oh?
I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice! This time, I will protect you. Applaud and rejoice! One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words, this shall be one of the
Is she just
most
gonna dance around the
exhilarating
stage?
and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Woohoo!
Wow, she kind of knows how to do introductions. Even though it's like her own trial.
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so?
Oh, so it's us.
Very well.
As
Then
all along.
Please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
Well, we're doing like Farina. Ooh.
Also,
Okay.
please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Not much.
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates.
Oh.
They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you.
This is all
People's
staged.
resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself.
Oh.
So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean, the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right.
Whoa.
house was a magic box rather than someone's residence.
That's
As
why
the
we were
super
forcing her to
ultimate
go
version of the
there.
setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Araneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
Wow. They thought
you're
everything through.
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct a giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
I thought that was a primordial sea again.
Another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight.
Oh.
Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yeah, this was
Yes,
well
that
thought
is
through.
correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As
Is she like
for
complimenting
you,
everyone when she's in
I
trial?
suppose
Seriously?
your goal was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
Oh?
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance.
Oh?
It's fine. It
She just
matters
sighed?
not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Here's Ace Autonomy style.
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte!
We're just like, hello. Oh my.
Let Paimon
Being on trial is just easy peasy, I guess.
the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument! Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
Oh no, are we doing that thinking thing again?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right. I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence. This is the first time Monsieur Nervilette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out.
Whoa, oh yeah, because that was when Charlie got convicted.
Tui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something. The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think. According to Monsieur Nervilette,
A whale in a dream?
and that whale
Ooh.
should have been in the primordial sea at that time. I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia. To be honest, that still gives me shivers. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
That's a lot of evidence.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh no.
Oh, come on, Nervylette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
Unless she's actually not a god.
True, but my charge here is
We
unrelated
talk!
to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
We talk again!
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
See, that's what I said. Like, she might not be the Archon then. But that doesn't make any sense.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty?
Yeah, we need evidence.
There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah, even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
I mean, technically, Venti is also like an Archon, but like, people just think of him as a normal bard, so I mean, Archons can be anyone, I guess.
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor
Could have
have
just
to
said
make
that she could be a
such
child.
a huge claim?
At times.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory.
But like...
See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was
probably
not
a whale.
the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
I mean, she technically does have a point. But not really. Could select this, I guess. Hopefully it's not wrong.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave?
Oh, she even knows.
So low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
What manages the society of the claim? Yeah, exactly.
Curse. I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
But, like, all Archons are technically cursed with immortality. Well, not immortality, but, like, they technically seem younger than they should be. So I mean, I guess you could count that as a curse.
You sensed it too, huh, Nervalet?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Oh.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the indemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Probably this. It has to be this.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof?
Exactly.
Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
There is.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder
You can
of your
explain
current
everything that happens
circumstances is
in
in
life,
order.
so...
While the court is in session, the principles of justice in the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So,
he's harsh.
why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day.
Like, I'm even like more confused than anyone else. Is she the Archon or is she not the
It
Archon?
has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
If that poses
Easily?
a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
Exactly.
You don't need to go that far.
This magic up. Yes.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Because she doesn't have a gnosis.
Indemnitium, yes!
That's
it's
probably
all
why.
because of Indemnitium. All Archons derive their power
What the heck
from
is
the faith of the people,
Indemnitium?
and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Even the members are like,
No
what the
matter
heck?
how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Technically?
Seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me.
Oh.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And then all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Oh boy, she messed up.
That's enough. Tell me then.
In a way, I feel bad for her, but
not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have
Venave.
evidence of another Hydro
I would laugh if
Archon's
Venave was actually the Hydro
Nor
Archon.
can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such. Then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
She has two different eyes.
With yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
I don't think that would be it. Probably something in the opera house. It's either this or this. Maybe this.
It has been established that all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a
Exactly.
method you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Oops.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson.
Oh.
As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed
I
Poisson
mean, she has
for
a
many
point.
years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If
Too
Lady
valid,
Farina's
if you ask
indeed
me.
just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
She will. Or maybe.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Oh,
Of
she
course I had
does?
to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to... that's not what we thought she would...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
She touched the water and she didn't dissolve.
Hey!
She's alive.
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon!
Oh boy, she's really frustrated now.
Who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the the most obvious thing in the world.
Miss Siegewing? If you are present, Miss Siegewing, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegewing?
Don't
Oh?
be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater.
Oh.
The extent to which she was affected
She's
is the same as
busted.
other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Farina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
So she's not the
What
Archon?
did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
Dissolved.
I can't believe... You... Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it.
It proved that she's not the Archon because
Prove that an
she
Archon
took.
can't also be affected by the primordial seawater.
Now she's making more excuses.
Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
I mean, in a way, she does have a point, but like, oh, I'm sorry.
Anyone, just listen to me.
Oh, she's so busted.
I really am your Archon.
Even Nuvula isn't moved. Oh.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Now I feel bad for her. Like, she didn't really do nothing wrong. I mean, unless she pretends to be an Archon, then I guess that's something. Oh. This is bad. Maybe odds.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's
are
misrepresentation of
against her.
herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Whoa. She's crying.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on
That's
the charges.
too long of a name. Why did I have to name it like this?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Farina is...
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No, the Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct?
But there's more to it.
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: the Hydro Archon, guilty, to be punished via the death sentence.
Whoa. Is this like the
Death
first time
sentence?
somebody kind of...
That's actually one of the available sentences?
Yeah, I was about to ask,
Just
like,
a myth.
The one and only
did
time
anyone
a death
even get a
sentence
death
has been handed out at the
sentence?
court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
Maybe she was actually pretending to
This
be a
outcome
god.
is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
I mean,
Wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice.
she lied to the whole nation if she's actually not the god. So, I mean, I guess that's like saying that you're the president of a country and kind of doing all the presidential stuff, but not actually being the president of the country. I don't know.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
So she probably is the Hydro Archon, but for some reason she has to be unalive. What?
Excuse me.
Even
if
I'm
I may
confused.
interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine!
Oh, he's alive.
You finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
It's still strange what they call the knave father.
The first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate.
That shows like...
Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
Turning the oceanids into him as a previous archon released in her divine power. Oh!
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people?
Wait, so...
Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon.
So all of the Fontaine's people, there are actually people, they're oceanids? That's why they can dissolve in that primordial water, and no other nation can. That makes sense. That actually makes sense now.
So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
Oh no, it's another puzzle thingy-majig. I don't like this.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into human. Does that mean that Fontainians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if oceanids can turn into
I
humans,
mean,
then perhaps this process can be reversed as well.
but why would you want to reverse
The second
it?
stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon seeking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else?
Nahida?
Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have
Maybe?
been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Oh, I think I've just about to turn oceans into people. I mean, this could technically be verified by why does this not sound quite right? Okay,
We
now
know
this is
from the
better.
case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn oceanids into humans. This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Exactly, that's what I was saying, like, before all this. Like, technically, nobody else around to that, like, no other nation can be dissolved in that kind of water. It's just Fontanians. So it makes so much sense. I'm just gonna click everything.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before.
Oh,
the true
okay.
sin
I
of the
know what
Hydro
we're
Archon
doing.
that Nervilet mentioned, and the original
I
sin
don't
passed
like
down
these
on the
things.
people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
Oh, look at her. Oh. It shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. Connecting consciousness? No.
It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment.
Oh, I clicked. Oh, accidentally. Can I just, like, go back? I can't, okay. Shows the scene where it's basically not to go to the discarding the proper security for Fontaine Fontanians will eventually be dissolved into the sea. And the other Hydro Archon set a lot of throne and weep. I don't think that has nothing to do with consciousness.
That doesn't sound quite...
Why? Okay. Nothing sounds quite right.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Nouvellette.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an oceanid. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin.
Makes sense.
Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness.
Croissant.
And was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meripede was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Yeah, verification complete then. Seems like it. Finally. Too much thinking. Too much thinking, too much reading.
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now! So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelation.
Let's hear them.
Fantasias are not real humans.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial. All of
That's
it in
true.
the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Okay, that was her creation. Yeah.
And it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
Yeah. Guess so, yeah.
You've made some keen deductions. I must say,
Also, it
given
was
how
me
much
who
you
made
still
it
don't
right,
know,
so
it is impressive that
don't
you
take all the
already
credit,
managed to
Paimon.
connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Oh?
Well?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you.
Wait, we'll finally know
Your
the truth about
hypotheses
Fontaine?
regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the
We're
previous
good at
Hydro
this
Archon
investigation
sensed
stuff.
the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and
And they
return
would
to the
tilt
sea.
back to the
As a result,
Oceanids.
their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their
So
original
that's why
forms as
Navia saw like
Oceanids.
everyone as Oceanids.
Of course,
That makes
the
so
Hydro
much
Archon never
sense.
received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontanian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
Spell on the right
The key
odd.
point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of
It's a
Fontaine
different
is
kind
the
of
nation
water?
of Hydro, as well as the nation of Trials and Justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
Wow.
Yes.
But why?
It refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
I mean, if it's prophecy, then of course it would have come true one way or another.
Huh. No matter what,
You can't
the
really
prophecy will be
change
fulfilled.
the events that are supposed to happen
Is this what it
in a
feels like to be
way.
a prisoner of fate?
Because there was an episode on Gumball, right? He saw like something that was supposed to happen in his future, and he tried to prevent it, and he did everything to prevent it, but in the end that thing happened. So yeah, I mean, if it has to be like that, then it has to.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate, you probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meropide served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
The dragon?
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
Oh no.
It was both dream and reality.
It's the whale.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
So it's the whale's fault. The whales are at fault, guys. We have to attack them. I'm joking, don't harass whales. They're beautiful creatures. Oh, it's a whale! Finally, we get to see him. And another amazing scene from Nouvelle. Child! He's back! He's alive! Capping used all his power. Child, calm down. You could rest, go to sleep. We'll take it from here. No, he fell. Like, why? Why would you do this?
That was way too close.
This is awesome.
Just burst into the opera house. Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while.
Really?
It has
So
been
is
greedily consuming the energy
so is that
from the
from
planet's
this
primordial
planet?
sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels.
He's from Honkai, definitely.
Once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed
So
to
the
push it back,
whale
right?
eats
In that case, will it come
Fontanians.
back to target
Okay.
the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle made
Yeah,
me
he looked like it,
We've
so...
always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this
But what
whale
connection
is the
does he
actual
have
cause
with
of the disaster recorded in the
Child?
prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept.
Of course she
We've
wants.
already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed, that's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end.
Whoa,
No matter
everyone
what.
against Nouvelle.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Unless we defeat the whale.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future.
Exactly. Will we be fighting a whale now?
What's happening with the oratories?
It's going insane.
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Now? At this time?
No, I still need answers.
Wait, did she just transform into like another person? No way. Guys, Farina got a glow up. Whoa. She looks a little bit like Ayaka. Who are you? Who's she?
Sorry.
Farina,
That
of
shocked
course.
expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment.
Frosalor!
Marvelous. A sure
That's a
sign that
true-
my attempt to deceive
Wow.
everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Frosalor. You know, the god.
Wow.
Frosalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
But
It's all
why?
because
I mean,
of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril.
I ship them.
So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time.
So that was her
I'm
goal.
a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being.
Oh.
The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished.
So
Her
like a
strengths
puppet?
were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness.
The pursuit of happiness does not exist.
She was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
She kind of reminds me of Elsa from Frozen.
Is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Aww. Yeah, maybe just put some sense into her. Oh yes, we're playing as Chi-Chi. I must be just like healing. Wait, I will come to you as the Shogunate. Give me a second. You will have to talk to me. This is me, the Archon from Inazuma. Listen to me.
Oh, who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules. All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance. Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalor,
The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Is this like a translation? I really must talk some sense into her. Okay, so...
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty.
Of course.
Worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Oh, I can't do this all at once. Okay.
Illusion. Wheel of life. Rest rebuild. There is no escape.
Okay, next one.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know.
No, they aren't.
Wait, where are the guards?
There's no guards. Karina, you're in a different world.
Hold the line. There is no escape.
Okay, last one. That was nothing attacking us. Oh, you even got a ticket. Oh, will we watch her performance? Are we Farina? We're Farina! Whoa. She's so elegant when she's walking.
Farina. Farina.
Huh? Who's that?
The
Who's
ghost
calling me?
inside of a mirror.
Where?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
It's Folsalor.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Because the people in Fontaine, they're not Fontanians.
Very good. You know.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontanian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. I will tell you how to save everyone, but You may have to suffer somewhat.
Will she like take away
Oh,
herself
so
from
there's
Farina?
still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer?
Because you're a god.
But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
You truly are the perfect human. My ideal. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Whoa.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity.
So that's
If
why
you
she's
can keep it
pretending.
up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends.
So she will technically become an Archon.
I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting.
No, that's
I'll
not
be looking
exciting.
forward to it.
No, you can't be excited for that. Essential speech. I love her design. The kind of dress on her, it's amazing. Also, wait. Didn't like Farina have like just the short hair without the longer kind of strands on the back in that cutscene? Okay, this works too.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act... Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Farina de Fontaine, your new Archon. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison?
But I mean,
I would have
for her
thought that
first
being that
performance,
surpasses
she didn't really
humanity would be a
seem
bit
that
more
stressed, so...
assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison-backed puppet.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Oh, this is bad. Right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Farina. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play.
Whoa, that's too much.
Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule.
That's why she behaves that way all the time. She just had to act as somebody else. Wow.
Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self. Here in this opera house, you may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that
Such
was
a
just
drama
performance.
queen.
How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away.
Turn of the drama.
I say that justice
Yes.
is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its God. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine. There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is
Vengeance
for you,
will be
my
Farina's.
people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this
I
world!
feel like this is too excessive. Too much of an entrance. Oh, we can run. Oh, no, we can't run. Okay. That's upsetting.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House in person. Leave these kinds of things to Neuvillette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
An exciting one.
Magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. How could you hope to understand?
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await. It will come one day.
So she was awaiting her death trial all along.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm. All right, Deoteria, is it? How is your son's illness?
You remembered me, and you knew of my family, too. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you, and to bring your words back to him.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
You're such a gentle and wise god. Thank you once again, on behalf of my son.
Maybe she said something wrong. I was even a bet. Oh, something's gonna come up. The child will be unalived.
Here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy.
So that's why she didn't do anything with the prophecy, because she didn't have like any kind of information about it. She knew nothing about the prophecy, honestly. She knew it existed, but that's it.
It's finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion. Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going, and everyone will be saved. All right, Farina, don't think too hard about it.
Ooh.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Wow, now she's getting aggressive.
Lady Farina, I've waited so long for this chance to see you in this manner.
Indeed, my dear, loyal citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us.
She's being too sassy.
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute. I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about.
And by that, she's losing herself.
Don't know when these days will end. I feel utterly exhausted. Best to rest early today, too.
And this happened like daily. She had a slip up somewhere, probably. Like, no doubt. Whoa.
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Dioteria, almost 20 generations ago.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful
Yep,
believer.
she broke.
A descendant of a line most ardent.
Surely you exaggerate, Lady
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Oh, really now? I didn't even notice. This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
And she's even pretending. Oh, wow.
A manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon, I am honored to have witnessed it. Honored indeed.
Are they like all blind?
So interminable. So lonely. Just how much longer? Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps
I think she's broken to the point of like, no. There's no coming back.
But it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. Today I didn't even notice my own tears. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far? I've conducted
But
so
couldn't she
many
like tell Nuvalet?
investigations across the centuries.
Because he's like the Hydro Dragon, so he should technically understand.
Hope that we might break the prophecy. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act. It is the only way to save Fontaine. Please, mirror me. You have to succeed.
Oh, she really cares about the people, though.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone, although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then if that's... She's right. I could confide in her, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No,
Will they?
you shouldn't be selfish. But what if...
See, and now she has shorter hair. Like, what's up?
You've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt. If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina, the Archon
So
of Fontaine.
that's why she was acting up
will
again.
surely get better. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Even despite of everything.
Fine.
Now she's alone again. This is the worst fate. This is worse than the prophecy.
Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic
Hi,
fate.
yes, I actually am, but we'll be
seems
kind of finishing up
Trusting
soon.
humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good.
Oh, but I
Of course,
want
the
no
Iudex of
spoilers.
Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue.
I still have
I'm
that whale
sure
to
you've
fight.
long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice.
Oh,
It
okay.
is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed.
Thanks.
I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the oratories. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But why? In a way, so romantic.
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
Oh,
I've never
so
quite
sweet.
seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence.
I mean, as
Defying
an
the
Archon
prophecy
successor,
and
then
ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Nervilette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too, at last.
she planned
I
everything.
now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common.
No, we do? Oh, wait.
Farewell, Nervilette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
And we finally see a dance in Fontaine. Like, I guess every kind of nation has a dancer. Is she? Okay, V's gonna start crying. I'm gonna start crying.
I, Eudex Nouvelet, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Okay, that was epic. Why is it that like whenever Newville is like on the screen, he has the most epic scenes?
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection?
Oh, we didn't see it.
I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Wait, so Nuvula ended with prophecy then? Technically, right?
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice.
Me? I have no idea what you want me to do. I have no qualifications to be doing this.
The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Oh my. Well, yeah, this quest is actually pretty long. Like, yesterday I think I've been doing it for maybe 2.5 hours. Maybe even more. And now I'm kind of streaming for like 2 hours. Nearly 3 hours. So yeah. Oh boy, I thought we had like a... No. I wanted to change the party before this.
Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source.
I won't be able to manage.
We can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power. We shall look for an opening together.
Goodness, this is huge. I mean, in the trailers he was already huge, but like this is like wow. I get him? I got him. I don't know what I'm doing. Just fight him, fight him. Oops. That was stupid.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist
What did I
its
do?
instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present
I don't want him to be hostile. I want him to just be unalived. Oh damn. Hey, this is amazing though. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to run? Oh? Oh, because we're gonna fight that. Yeah. This is the worst party for doing this.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
I am not prepared for all of this.
Sacred name, fortune preserver. Life goes on.
I don't know how to use that.
To oblivion. Illusion shattered.
Whoa. I mean, yeah, this quest is really long, so... Wait, so how many hours would you say it took you to do the quest? Also, were you like skipping? Or were you just like reading everything? Oh, Honkai Impact! Honkai Impact. Honkai Star Rail person. Did she... Wait, did she just like yeet child into another universe?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. Should have been my job, but
I don't have Tainari or Alhaitham.
it was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the
Also, it is
all-devouring
Impact.
narwhal
I don't know,
without
I've
using power
actually
from
never
beyond this
played
world.
Star Rail.
So you may speak to me as equals.
I mean, not Star Rail, like Honkai.
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the...
The point being...
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master?
Look at her legs.
Master's master.
Wait, she's probably not from Tibet then. She's probably like us. Like a celestial being or something. Or maybe from the Heavenly Principles, I guess?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
Oh?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Even he doesn't know.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary?
Visionary
Familiar
seems
then?
familiar.
Or Gold Rhine Daughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhine Doctor's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know.
But I
them
mean,
either.
isn't like Star
I
Elf and
suppose you
Canave
understand
actually like
that, yes?
nearly the same?
My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine Daughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
I mean, everything is from Hoyoverse, so I guess.
Also mention a visionary person? Paimon didn't quite catch their name.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will
Ooh,
prove
I'm
difficult for the planet's
playing...
deep seas to digest.
Wait, I've been playing Genshin Impact for, I think, around 2.5 years now? Something around that? Maybe 2 years? I'm not quite sure. And I'm 22. So, yeah.
As such, the fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne.
Fontaine is flooded. I cannot do exploration anymore.
Only then
Unless I do it
will
underwater.
the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
They're alive!
Hey! Help! Over here!
Is this like a Titanic situation then? Because it sure seems like it. Well, I'm an AR-59 too. It's going to take a very long time to get AR-60, so...
All hands
3
initiate
years
emergency
older.
rescue.
Oh, Worsley! Whatever, however you pronounce his name.
Hurry! Hey, lend a hand. Look, the water's receding.
Oh, so we're not going to be exploring underwater.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Oh, now we have to explore all of Fontaine. Oh, so it's Wait.
Are you alright?
Roll to sleep. I'm so bad at pronunciations.
Prophecy.
Oh really? That's like... I got like AR-59 maybe half a year ago or something. The animations, wow, they really upped their game. Because I remember like playing through Lilue and Inazuma. Yeah, they've gone like so far with the animations, like it's awesome.
The soil renewed. The Spina Rasula attacks post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss
Croissant.
Nadia, of the Spina Rasula, and we spoke about Poisson's present and future. Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it. Skyship Winglet, lunar brain of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once-overlooked hidden gem. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle...
Oh well, it's going to take me a longer time because I don't really do much of anything, honestly. I just do mainly exploration and events.
recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Jurier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
I don't even like beat bosses like no, I do beat weekly bosses, but I don't beat like bosses because I don't level up characters often.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups.
I mean, I like any Genshin ships, honestly.
Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship. While
Especially like Miko and Shogun.
I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
Hyman's curious too! Wait a minute. Didn't we watch everything happen from start to finish? What's there to be curious about?
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed. And also, with you around, I'm sure I'll get to see that Duke.
Are you sure? Hasn't he turned you down several times already?
Wait, wasn't there like catching on Ganyu too? Like as a ship?
Let's head to Poisson first, and then
And
make
those
a
are
trip
just
to the
also
fortress.
Kuju, Sarah, and
There are
Raiden.
some things you'll only know when you get there.
Wait, what did we get? I want to see what we got. What's this? Did we get this? Or is this like a new weapon that I just kind of forgot it exists? So that's a flute. I don't care about the flutes. This is what we got. Okay, so this is from the Archon quest then. Yeah, I mean, it is actually a cute ship, so... And an interesting one, too. Also, technically, Miko is kind of Shogun's pet, so... Yeah. Actually, funny kind of information, because I bought a mystery box like a few months ago. of Genshin Impact and stuff. And I got a body pillow of Yaimiko, and I got like this figurine, plastic, like not plastic, I don't know what, I think it's a plastic figurine of Shogun. So I got kind of both of my favorite characters in one mystery box. It's like technically winning a 50-50. Wait, if this go, oh yeah, this is going to start probably another act. Or is it not going to? Because I also need to go to sleep. I have work tomorrow. And I want to know if this is long or not. Oh, does she really? Does she like dress up as Yaimiko? Oh, I know. You can ask her to dress up as Yaimiko. I actually wanted to dress up as Klee. Like do a cosplay of her and stuff. Because I don't know, Klee's kind of like my child in Genshin Impact. So yeah. And yes, I know that's insane. And it's actually really not a bad Yaimiko body pillow either. Yeah, that won't be a bad idea. Like, you can dress up as a different character and she can dress up as Yaimiko. These tentacles. Tentacle Sama. Oh.
Navia! Oh, it's you. What brings you all here?
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here. Oh, the Fatui are here too!
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snezhevich. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies, and is helping with our work.
Yes, and then you can actually make some like really cute photos together. Oh my god, that would be super cute though.
Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people, but we're moving forward.
And then everyone's like, the perfect ship doesn't exist, and then you too.
I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article you wrote last year about Fontaine's stray cats. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the Spina.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clorian?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Farina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really came here to help me out.
Oh,
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of
Very
Poisson.
considerate of her.
The Spina has need of more decision makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know,
Of
about
course,
how you
Charlotte
felt
needs
before
an
the duel,
interview.
about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor for Navia's sake?
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake,
What may that
you
be
might as well
then?
just take a few more
I'm kind of
photos
intrigued
me,
now.
Or of the traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Chlorand at any rate.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up and smile.
Nika nika ni.
How did it go? Was it a good shot? Did Paimon look cute in it?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture.
No bad, you're like a vampire. You don't exist in the
Snap a few
photo.
more shots.
That would be so mean.
All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with you after all, Miss Clarand.
Wow, you really do have
I mean,
that
that's not
never
too
say die
crazy,
spirit.
honestly.
I'm impressed.
There's a lot of stories like that,
I'll hazard a
like
guess
from
that
what
this is how
I've
you got
heard.
that interview
So,
at the Fortress of Meropide.
but that's cute. Then she probably was like, "Oh, do your map homework and all that kind of stuff."
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Nervillette, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete information chain.
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the fortress
And if you
become
don't do
so
your math
friendly
homework,
towards the
then you
needy?
can't like hang out with
I
my
told him
daughter.
it was best not to speak too
Oh
soon.
my.
There's no guarantee that Ridsley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a move first.
Stay safe now. And
Whoa.
tell me if you hear anything interesting. I'll treat you to afternoon tea in exchange.
Wow, so you literally just studied just to get the girl. That's dedication right there. Also in math, like my most hated subject too. But I mean, I guess you won in the end, so yeah, good for you, I guess. As long as you're happy, guys. That's all that matters. Also, probably in the future, you could just like, you know, sit on the table and say like, oh, you know, I met my mother by passing a exam. I mean, I earned my mother's, I mean, your mother's, I don't know, hand in marriage. Oh. Whoa, that's a very long time then. Like 8 years? That's like, wow. I can't really, I think the longest I've dated someone was like maybe 2.5 years. Maybe 3 even. So, yeah. I can't really keep anybody that long.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic feeling to this place.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the entrance to greet us?
Well, I mean, a 5 years difference isn't
course.
really that
I'm
bad.
here to welcome
People
you
think
and
that it's
our
like,
dear Miss Charlotte,
I don't know,
whom
like
our good head
20 or
nurse
something
recommended to me.
years, but no,
It's an
5
honor
years
to
is
finally meet the
okay.
much rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress, sir.
No need to thank me. But that said, I
Also,
shouldn't be
love
the
is
focus of
love
your
and
interview.
age doesn't really matter.
trust you recall
I
our
mean,
agreement?
it depends on one context, because like if she's
course, of course.
under the age of 18, then that
Alright
might be
then.
weird.
This
But
way.
like, she's over 18, so now like nobody really cares that much about age. So
Hey, no need to be so nervous. I've already taken all the photos we need. Miss Charlotte, do these pictures really need to be published on the cover of the Steambird?
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier, hmm?
Sir, please don't say things like that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed, and I'm very thankful to the Steambird for...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. You've definitely got more of that genius vibe going on.
well, you were 20 when you dated her. Wait, no, because 8 years. Ah, this is something I hate. You were 17 when you dated her, so she was 12. I mean, that's not that bad. Still not bad. Yeah, she was 12 and you were 17. Yeah.
The boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated a myth back there, like an emissary of legend. Still, if I might ask, where's that
I mean, I used to have a boyfriend that was like 4 years older than me, so yeah.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that loss?
Yeah, I'm not that bad at math after all.
Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I came up with?
Ah, Siegeween.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse? Sure. Come on, Miss Siegeween. Over this way. Let's find a brighter spot.
Huh? Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at the front?
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some changes, but this place is still more or less the
Just waving in the background.
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much attention, I think.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public
I
opinions
mean, if
towards
she
the
gave you
behind-the-scenes
consent,
here.
then that's fine.
Am I right, Mr. Jurier? Miss Lorvine?
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun. Not that you would want that, which is a pity.
We did not need to get
I'll
into
just
the
leave the spotlight
details.
to you two. I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
Oh, actually, what about you? Are things gonna change for you too?
Yeah, I
What
bet he
change can
would.
there be? The fortress will keep
Like,
chugging along.
I
and
would
so will
probably
my duties.
too.
As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed,
But you know, there's
we'll
some
leave
things you
those
have
to
to
the folks
hide
in
from
the
others.
Hey everyone, the photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go. Till next time, everyone.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the
There's
underwater
actually some
factory
things
next
I don't
time.
even tell my parents, but I did when I was younger, so yeah.
All right. Last stop, the docks.
Why do we have to go? Wait, this quest actually gives you... Oh no, it doesn't give you that. Okay, never mind. Are these docks? Oh, we even got an achievement that I forgot about. Of course. How is my... Oh, boy. More exploration. I mean, I love exploring, but like... I have... Wait. Oh, that's fishing. Okay, never mind. I was about to say that was exploring. Actually, I have most of the achievements done. Except the challenges series, because I have no... Okay, that's too much. And also trials? Obtain the power of Hydro. Ooh, I haven't done that yet. Yeah, it's something I have to do too. Oh, I haven't done this too either. Oh, these are the books. Okay, never mind then. Oh, so it's that kind of... I mean, you know, because like when you're younger, like technically older people think that like, you know, it's not really serious, you're in a phase or whatever, right? So, yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but like after some time, like they kind of realize that like, yeah, it's serious and all that kind of stuff, so... Oh, great. I am 164 centimeters tall. I don't know how much that is in feet. I don't know the how do I say this? The American metrics or whatever. Oops, sorry, guy. Oops. So sorry. That is true. You got what you wanted in the end. And that's all that matters. Okay, so I will be going if if I keep losing my thoughts, it's wait, what? It's nearly 9 p.m. So I will be going. And if you want, I will probably be available on Twitter, which is technically X, but for me it's still Twitter. And I will announce my streams there, because that's the only place I announce my streams on for now. I will be also kind of expanding my Discord a little bit, so stay tuned for that too. And yeah, I hope you have a great day or evening, depending on where you are. And yeah, have a good one. Bye!